The Pittsburgh Steelers are back in action at their practice facility in the South Side. Day 2 of OTAs has come and gone, and while Ben Roethlisberger and Troy Polamalu remain missing, the rookies are using this time to shine. Hundreds of kids have filled the Peterson Event Center for the chance of a lifetime. The 2010 Jamie Dixon basketball camp is underway, and for many, this is their first time, but for others, they have traveled hundreds of miles to be here for this event. After a long week of practice and overwhelming heat, the U.S. Women's Open is slowly coming to an end. Paula Kramer is still in the lead after 3 rounds despite her hand injury. A big win today will result in her first major championship title. Well, it's shaping up to be a spectacular season for Penguin hockey. First comes the opening of the new Consol Energy Center on October the 7th, and then the first Winter Classic ever is to be held in Pittsburgh. The Pens will take on the Caps January 1st at Heinz Field, and even though it's still 5 months away, the anticipation has already begun. Jory Rand has more from Heinz Field. The LA Kings must not have been watching the NHL playoffs on TV this year because they have decided to sign Alexei Ponikarovsky after not being very good for the Penguins after his acquisition from Toronto. Ponikarovsky gets a 1-year deal for $3 million. The Steelers, however, do not have a deal with Chester Pitts, but they did bring him in today for a visit. The veteran guard was injured in his 2009 season with the Houston Texans, but for most of his career, he has been a very serviceable offensive guard. The Steelers are looking to continue to find depth on their banged-up offensive line. The expectations are high this season for the 2010 Pitt football team. Not only are they ranked in the top 15, but they are expected from the Big East media polls to win the entire thing. Though they may have a lot of competition this year, they don't seem to be letting that pressure get to them. Dave Wannstedt said today in his press conference that he is proud of his players for maintaining their composure and just going with it. The season is ready to be started for all teams in this NCAA tournament, but the Pitt players are really anxious to get their season started. Fans greeted Ben Roethlisberger with a round of applause as he stepped on the field for the Steelers' annual night practice. If he still had any concerns about fan approval, he shouldn't have them anymore. The Panthers picked up 22 of a possible 24 votes to become the overwhelming favorites to dethrone the Cincinnati Bearcats. But Dave Wannstedt says they still have to learn how to seal the deal later in games. The Panthers might have to brawl West Virginia this year to take home a title. The Mountaineers were selected to be in a second-place tie with Cincinnati, but Bill Stewart's team is looking to do big things this season. Today was the most spirited day of Steelers training camp so far, and without question, James Harrison is setting the tone. On the very first practice, he destroyed Rashard Mendenhall on a pass play, and he says after his sack total dipped from 16 to 10 last year, he is ready to return his MVP form of 2 years ago. The Steelers have decided to cancel practice on Saturday so they can bus the entire team to Canton, Ohio to watch Dick LeBeau get inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Mike Tomlin made the announcement on the opening day of training camp, and the team will return to practice on Sunday.